You're listening to the Epic Stories podcast, presented by Earlham College. Here's your host, Simon Hoover.
Hey all, my name is Simon. Welcome back to the Epic Stories podcast. Today I'm joined by Jalen.
Hi.
Jalen, thanks for coming on, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, Simon. How can I help you today?
Today we're going to be talking about, the epic journey, all kinds of stuff. But first off, how did you find your way to Earlham? What were your steps in getting here?
Wow, okay. So I was an international student at a boarding school at one of the 18 United World Colleges. Specifically, I was in Hong Kong. And when I was talking to my university guidance counselor, I told her I wanted a couple of things for my university experience. Well, aside from, the smaller class sizes so that I have a better relationship with the professor and my other students. It'd also be a strong economics program, great sustainability initiatives, and also being able to customize the experience the way I wanted by having a variety of clubs or even being able to create my own. And so they sent me here.
Wow. It sounds like those fit. We fit a lot of those specifications.
Exactly.
Have you found the class sizes to be good size and economics to be strong and all the things to work out?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd say everything is as advertised. Yeah.
Have you continued that same kind of track through college experience?
Well, actually, when I first got here, I was an environmental and public policy double major. And then as I got to learn more economics, and I decided to make a bunch of shifts. So whether that was changing a double major, dropping it, and adding a few minors. So after a year and a half, 2 years, I am now a quantitative economics major with a double minor in data science and environmental sustainability. Wow. So it took a lot to get to this point.
What kind of helped your shift?
I'd say the advisors were great on that, and also the career coaches, since they were telling me a lot more they showed me different people. Yeah, they introduced me to a bunch of people, showed me internship programs that I could be doing. And yeah, I don't know, depending on the conferences that I went to because of Earlham, I got to meet different speakers and CEOs, various business people, and a lot of them were saying that this was a better way to go based on what I wanted. And of course, after I took more economics classes, I decided to make it, the more STEM version, which is what quantitative economics is. And that's what I'm doing now.
So what were the conferences that you got to go to?
Okay, yeah, as a freshman, I was working at the Student Activities Board as an executive board member. So that's definitely one of the conferences I went to. I went to NACA, where we met other versions of, Student Activity Board in other universities. So there were a few thousand people that showed up, met them. And another one would be the FCNL, which is the spring lobby weekend. Yeah. So I did that, met a few senators and Congress people, met a lot of various lobby leaders. And they taught us how to, storytell and how to lobby. And I definitely met great people that, took up economics or CS, and they were telling me about how that influenced their decision to be where they are now. And when I was a sophomore, I also joined a hackathon at Harvard. Yeah, I was invited by this company's CEO to show up to the hackathon, and despite my lower CS experience, they still said that it was open to all majors, and so I went to that. And that's definitely when I spoke to a current partner at BCG, the consulting firm, who told me more about how important it is to have some data science and CS experience. And that's why I decided to take data science as a minor with my economics.
What's a hackathon?
A hackathon is where a few hundred students come, and there's normally a time limit. So ours was, I think, 36 hours to code and create a project. For ours, it was more focused on blockchain, Web3 technology, and then you pitch it to various judges and investors. Yeah.
And you met the person who was there was the ex-CEO?
No, not CEO. That person was a partner at BCG. Yeah. Okay.
Is that kind of where you want to go? Is that consulting?
Consulting, yeah. It's definitely one of the ways. Have to be consulting or investment banking. Mm-hmm. Those two are really up on my list. Well, it's not really that. It would have to be, I guess, the competitive nature of it.
Yeah.
Being able to, work with patterns, being able to analyze a lot of things, and be able to, guide people along the way, right? And that's what separates it from, I think, other careers that are, well, as you say, like money, right?
Mhm.
So that's why.
So you said you worked with FCNL too?
Yes.
Can you talk about that organization a bit?
Well, yeah, that's the Friends Committee of National Legislation, and they just have a lot of social good agenda, and that's it. One of the lobbying that they were telling us or teaching us to do was, forget. Yes, they were asking us to raise, I think, $60 million for violence prevention programs, which is basically, well, it's a separate entity from like the police and government agencies, sort of like that serves as a mediator between the communities, impoverished communities, and the police, since sometimes they don't really have good relationships with the police, and they are like the friendly neighborhood people, and they're very familiar with the various groups, or this person's son or this person's uncle, and then that's where they're able to talk to them and help them in whatever situation that they're in before having to give it to the police. So it's just having that buffer period in between so that they don't get incarcerated or anything like that.
So you're raising money to support the salaries of those people, or is it like a job?
Yes, it's to support the salaries, support the infrastructure for it, to create more positions, and I guess increase their presence in other lower income neighborhoods. Yeah.
Was this for Richmond, or?
No, this was focused in, well, it started in the DC area, because that's where we had it actually, and then we got to we got to see Capitol Hill, the other government buildings around it. So we were focusing on like the DC, Baltimore area, and then after it gets lobbied, then we'd be able to like expand it more from that area.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So very different from what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
That was suggested to me since I was trying to see how my public policy interests would play in at the time. So yeah.
I mean, it helped you inform your decisions.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you done an Epic Advantage trip yet?
Not a trip, but I have applied for the Epic Advantage, and I was able to use it to fund my remote management consulting internship that I did in the Philippines. So it was called iExperience, and so basically we all apply. It's an 8-week long program. For the first like 2 to 3 weeks, they teach us all the like different skills that a consultant should have, whether that's deck making, pitch presenting, and all the other technical aspects of it, like Excel and stuff. And then for the latter 6 weeks, we'd be working hands-on with a company of our choice, a company in the industry of our choice. So for me, I was assigned to a graph intelligence company based in Cape Town, South Africa, and we created a 2-year market expansion plan to expand into the US and UK markets. So there was a lot of industry analysis, industry research, budget forecasting. That was one of the biggest assignments, to create like a flexible model for them to understand, how much they'll need to shell out for them to expand successfully. Yeah.
So how did you find the internship?
LinkedIn, I believe. I think it was a LinkedIn ad, and then I spoke to a few alums and a few of their ambassadors, and then it seemed like it was the right thing, and then I applied.
Huh.
Yeah.
How did you get those alum connections?
Oh, same. Just cold messaging them on LinkedIn. Okay. I saw that it was in their bio and in their, in their tagline or headline, and then I reached out to them. And when I also applied, they also did a really good job in just checking in, saying if there was anything that I needed from them to help make that decision. So definitely they made a lot of like discounts for it, and with the Epic Advantage, then it was able to be like much more possible. Yeah.
So you got to go to the Philippines first, and then you went to South Africa.
I did it. It was a remote internship, so I did it while I was still in the Philippines. So I consulted for them.
Oh, you consulted for a South African firm from the Philippines?
Yes, that's right.
I got you.
Yeah, because I was also working another internship at that time too.
Okay.
So
what was the other one?
that one was like an in-person investment banking internship in the Philippines.
Okay.
So in the day, I'd be in the office working with clients and my other deal team members, and then at night I would be working on this consulting project.
It
was pretty tough. I think a little bit more than the summer, it would have been quite unsustainable. So yeah.
Did that invigorate you to continue though? Did you enjoy it?
The experience?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that obviously it being remote made it difficult, but I was with quite motivated people from various top schools around the world, and it was on a project that we were all interested in, and so we were able to deliver it well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a team project.
Definitely a team project. I was partnered with like 4 other team members. Like one was in Cornell, one in UC San Diego, one in IU. So we were from all over the place, and then there was some in London as well. So yeah.
From London?
Yeah, from London. Yes, that's right. Okay.
So you're like online working, like
yes.
Zooming and stuff.
Yeah, we Zoom for the class, and then like some days of the week, like during the latter 6 weeks, to teach like some other hard soft skills, and then we'd also be giving our deliverables during the week to the consulting firm company, graph intelligence company. Yeah.
So have you been able to travel at all to other countries while you were here, that not virtually? Like, have you done any study abroads?
Study abroads, not yet. I do plan on going to either France or Italy in my senior year. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Kind of like a loose plan so far.
Yeah. I definitely want to go to a European country though, because I think that I really want to explore, the culture, the diversity that they have there, and also since I know that my family, they say it's a really nice place to go, so I also want to check it out for myself. Yeah. Take some time to study there, because I might end up wanting to work there as well.
And plus, once you're there, you can kind of just go around to all the little countries.
Yeah, it becomes really easy to like travel around there too.
Nice. In general, just throughout your Earlham experience, this is kind of think about this as if you're talking to a younger you or like an incoming student or something. What general college challenges have you experienced, or any way that how do I want to phrase this question?
No, it's making sense.
Yeah. Challenges that come up that might be like normal for a college student, but then what have been your tactics to overcome deadlines, long papers, all the different things that come with being a college student?
Right. I think for me the biggest thing would be having to switch around majors and minors, trying to decide what I really wanted to study or learn more from my university experience, because it took up a lot of time, and since there were periods that I wasn't really sure, looking back, there were some classes that I took that I didn't need to take, and maybe I could have done something else that was more related to what I wanted to do. But to overcome that, it was really just trying to experience everything. I think since I'm young, or since I'm just starting off, it's a good thing to oversaturate myself with various experiences, so I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do. That's also why that I was so keen on going to various conferences, going to talk to so many people, taking these variety of classes, doing multiple internships, sometimes 2 at the same time, just so I know what I want to get from it, and if it aligns well with my passion and interest. So definitely, if I was talking to a younger version of myself, it would be, experience everything, try new things, even if it seems like it doesn't really make sense now. At least you'll know what you don't want to do if I don't end up liking it, right?
Was it that ever overwhelming though, having to pushing yourself to do all that stuff?
There would be times. I think for me it aligns well with my personality, because I really enjoy high pressure and intense environments, because I feel like I grow the most in those settings. But there would be times when let's say everything is just coming up at the same time, and then sometimes it can be overwhelming. But that's why I'm very thankful for definitely my family, and being able to have a good support system with my friends here or friends from my boarding school that I still keep in touch with. Definitely it's a lot better to talk about it, or just tell someone at least that you're having trouble, rather than just keeping it inside. So that was I'd say the biggest thing that helped me in the overwhelming environment of like trying to do everything at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like leaning on the community, would you say?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, it's important to take time for myself to like reflect. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe why do I feel this way? Am I upset because of this paper or because of what he said? Something like that. So just trying to think about it on my own, and also talking to other people, because then they offer a lot of outside perspectives that make me think twice about what I'm doing, or maybe it wasn't the problem that I did. Maybe it was out of my control, and so I have to like let go of it, right? Mm-hmm. It's just things like those. Definitely having other perspectives help me in like making my decisions.
How do you think you've been able to like develop that community?
Similar with my perspective on experiences is just
doing.
Yeah, just saying hi to as many people as I can, just introducing myself, just meeting all these people, and then seeing.
Are there any specific clubs or anything that you did that kind of started you off on the right foot?
I'd say being an international student, especially one coming from a United World College, helps, because we already have like this community, like coming into it. I mean, the biggest similarity we have is that we're all like not from the U.S., right. So we all have like similar experiences already.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I'd say it would just be from classes. Yeah, from classes, being out. Like when let's say I go to the gym, and then I'll just strike conversation with people. I mean, I started the investment club here, or restarted it, and I did meet some great friends from there too, because very like-minded individuals, right? Yeah.
You started the investment club?
Yes. So prior to COVID, it got shut down because of all lack of students and funding and all these things. So in my sophomore year, I started with my co-president, under Robert Couch, the finance professor. And yeah, so we're I think now we're like a year in to being an official club again. We've had multiple guest speakers in a webinar series. We've worked with the Center for Career Education, and we were able to bring in credit unions to help talk about various personal finance issues and topics. And we also one of our most popular things is our investing game. So we have like a stock simulator. Everyone has $100,000, and then they get to invest it in a platform that mimics the real life stock market. And the top three the people with the top three returns get like various prizes. So we were able to give out headphones, speakers, Polaroids, anything that they were interested in, to incentivize them to trying out new things, figuring out patterns. Or you read this in the news, let's see how it translates to in my investments, right? And so far a lot of people have been like enjoying that game, especially.
I have a friend who day trades, but with not real money. Like he has this thing where it's not like he goes on there to practice day trading.
Okay.
He spends all his whole day. He spends like probably 10 hours pretending to day trade.
Wow, that's a lot.
I don't know why I felt the need to bring that up. But
no, that's fine. I definitely don't resonate much with people that day trade.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot different. It's quite different from what we do or what we try to.
What's your message with the stock market? Like what are you trying to bring? What information are you trying to bring to students through your club?
I think the biggest thing is that it's really simple, very cost friendly to start. Obviously, the hardest step is the first one, but you don't need thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to start investing. I started with $70, and then just kept adding into it, and then once you I guess read more things, see how the performance goes, then you have more confidence in yourself. But I think the number one thing is that time in the market is more important than timing the market. So since I'm starting, let's say when I was like 19 or 20, I'll be a lot better off than if I chose to start 10 years later, or trying to like find the best time to join in and like invest. Just start and then see what happens there. Yeah, and it's definitely a lot easier. There are a lot of cost-efficient options that people have been making recently that make it so that you can invest as much as like $5 in, or even $1. It's very doable.
Mm-hmm. Any other advice you give an incoming student?
I'd say, keep an open mind. There's I can say that I came in here with definitely a lot of like preconceived notions of what I thought college should be, or
Yeah, for
what my experience here would look like. And so I think that also hindered me in experiencing things that would have made me better off now. So yeah, keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Say hi, talk to people, and I guess just be positive about it.
Nice. That's great. Thank
Awesome.
you, Jalen. Thank you for coming on, man.
No, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.